Hello everybody and welcome and Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas Day. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to this special pre-recorded watch party. We didn't want to leave you hanging. We know you like your Christmas movies. We know you like your horror. So today we're going to be watching Christmas Evil. As always, I'm Andrew and I'm joined by Dom with his eggnog, I believe.
It is, yes. I'm feeling very festive for Christmas Evil. It's truly a Christmas classic. And if I remember correctly, I think John Walters said it's his favourite Christmas movie. So, yeah, I'm not in agreement there, but I'm feeling festive nonetheless. And we're also joined by Bossman Robin.
I know nothing about this movie. Andrew just asked, can you come to this pre-record? And I was like, of course I'll come. I haven't really even looked at IMDb, so I'm going in fresh. Did we cover this in Search of Darkness? Have I just
It was In Search of Darkness 3, I believe.
So I have
We
seen
covered many Christmas movies in Search of Darkness 3.
It's all kind of... I tell you what I watched recently. I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
It's a classic.
Oh, that's a classic.
That's a cool movie. Not as good as the original Vacation or European Vacation, but it's definitely very Christmassy.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, as we're saying, it's Christmas Day for all our fans watching. So everyone, please have a Merry Christmas. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. But yeah, we've got this.
Can we wish ourselves a Merry Christmas for the future?
We can wish ourselves in a few days when it actually is Christmas. A Merry Christmas to ourselves then. Merry Christmas,
What do you mean?
everybody.
Imagine
recording this with time magic,
and we never get to share this with ourselves on with our future selves on Christmas Day.
Exactly. We will. But, so, if everybody gets their copy of the film queued up just as it's ready to begin, I was going to ask what memories you have of this film as we do with our normal people joining us. I have no memories. I have not seen this either. However,
it's 1980. I know that. I did have a quick look at IMDb.
Yeah.
It's 1980, so it's really quite interesting. When you see movies from 1980, they're largely 70s movies, really. In fact, I wonder if this was in production in the 70s. I'm sure someone out there.
It took place in late 1979 and early 1980. The film.
Yeah. So, I love that time period because I think the 70s is such an iconic era. Like, I know we're doing In Search of Darkness 90s. We begin that next year. And I'm really excited about 90s, but I cannot wait to tackle 70s in the future because there's so much richness and the filmmaking so brave. And it'll be interesting to see how this film feels as a kind of late 70s, very early 80s movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I flicked through it quickly and it does have that great aesthetic look that Well, let's get into it. We'll discuss it as we go. No. And I don't know. I'll explain when we get into it. So, everybody, put your festive fingers on your buttons and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. Right. What I was going to say is, this reminds me of Happy Days.
I stand by what I said. Sleaze. Unlike every good Christmas movie. Yep.
All through the house.
Have you noticed that they've got that flicker, that kind of jumpy flicker in the frame, like someone needs a better tripod? Is that through? Do you think that's a scan, or is he doing a kind of little pan up, isn't he?
That's the pan, yeah. It's the camera panning. That's the cameraman having the jitters and the equipment not being very...
Put it like this. I think with the budget this film had, they didn't have the budget for quite early Steadicam back then.
They didn't even have Unsteadicam.
Yeah. Oh, serious Gremlins vibe here for some reason.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
It is.
Well, that was one we watched last Christmas.
Was it?
Was that Chris? No, you joined us, Robin, for it.
Did I? It's all a blur.
Who leaves a silver pitcher out for Santa?
Well, I do. Yeah. Do you not? That's why he doesn't come to your house, Dominic.
He's been several times. Enough. Plenty of gifts under my tree.
I don't know if this possibly non-authentic Santa I would believe was the real man when he came down my chimney.
Isn't it supposed to be Santa's like an invention from the Coca-Cola company?
The red Santa outfit is from the Coca-Cola
Is.
company.
We discussed this last week.
Last watch
Yes.
party.
We discussed this last week.
In Santa Claus the movie, they tried to make him a green outfit, which was Santa's original outfit, which was a green version of his robes. But then in the early 1900s, Coca-Cola did some adverts, and their artist decided to colour him red, and it stuck.
So what time, UK time, will this be going out on?
This was going out 8 p.m. exactly
8
the same
p.m.
time as 8:30 p.m. Sorry,
I will be
same time as we do.
post-turkey, unconscious, sleeping on the couch in front of the fire.
Well, don't forget, Robin, you are a father, so you have to have your hat from Christmas dinner on your head while you're passed out on the sofa.
Yeah.
There was a Tesco commercial in like 2014 with this bloke, just this portly dude who's sitting on the couch, and his daughter-in-law or something says, "Do you want leftovers, Dad?" And he just goes, "Go on then." And that's like the perfect Christmas dad, like the English Christmas dad. It's just...
There's something about, I don't know if you find this, but I've been really good for the last few months with my eating and training. And as soon as I get into Christmas mode, I turn into the honey monster. Literally, I can't get enough carbs down me. And also in the UK, we've just had a big cold snap. So when it's really cold and snowy, you just want to eat.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's
for me at Christmas, it's more.
Oh,
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
What did I say?
Probably a bit
70s
wrong, isn't it?
sleaze.
a bit wrong.
I wasn't
I'm actually
expecting this.
I've been looking at you. I haven't even been looking at the film. I'm going to be the worst watch party guest.
That's fine.
Andrew's never going to invite me back. I remember the first watch party we did, and it was with Ian Nathan, and it was the Terminator.
No. The first, going back to the very, very, very beginnings, it was the last Starfighter, and we had
Lance Guest. Did he pop in?
We didn't have Lance Guest. I'm sorry, I'm just being overwhelmed by the amount of 70s noise that I'm.
Also, I don't know if you can notice. It's on. I think we're watching like a high def copy, but you can really see the film grain. Do you reckon this was shot in 16mm, or do you think it was 35? Because it looks really grainy.
Well, let's have a look. Technical specifications. It was shot in 35mm.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna.
So I don't know who any of these people are.
No, don't do that. Oh no, I don't like people being cut by glass.
I know, because that's 70s blood.
Yeah, a bit too bright. They haven't quite got the Tom Savini green to red ratio going on here.
Can anyone read this font properly?
No.
Well, yeah, you can.
What else has Lewis Jackson done?
Let's have a look. What do we have?
IMDb. I love IMDb. It's the best.
Started at Cardiff University, actually. IMDb is a bit of trivia for everyone watching.
He hasn't really done anything. That was it.
I know he's spoken about how much he dislikes the title Christmas Evil. You better watch out was the title he filmed
and Terror in Toyland.
Where's that? Is that a writing? He's only directed 3 films.
Yeah.
I want to see the transformation, a sandwich of nightmares, which is Lewis Baxter's previous film from 1974.
What was it with the 70s in red? Like the Warner Brothers logo was like red and white as well.
Have you guys had a look at the Sight and Sound survey of the best films ever?
No.
So every 10 years, Sight and Sound go and speak to loads of filmmakers and loads of critics, and they create this list of the best movies ever. And they've just done it. And at the top of the list is a movie that I'd never heard of, a French movie. I'd never heard.
Which film?
Can't remember, it has these really long takes where the main protagonist, she's washing a dish for 3 minutes. Seriously, I haven't seen it.
I tried watching Eraserhead many years ago, and I struggled with that.
There's a few films I've never managed all the way through. One of them is Throw Mama from the Train, Billy Crystal, which I had on VHS. I never made it through. Never made it through Eraserhead. Never made it through Naked Lunch. I wouldn't have made it through June, Lynch's June, but I took myself to the cinema where I, got no distractions. I still think the cinema is the best place to watch something because you can't focus on. There's two. Even watching this watch party now with you guys, we're chatting, so it's distracting. But if I was just at home watching this, you got your phone, you got it. I love it when a film really consumes me. That rarely happens.
Yeah,
we all know people like this, right? We all know someone who is excited for Christmas, like that they're counting down the days to the holidays.
That's me.
From like June.
Yeah,
so there's only like so many more sleeps now until the big red dude is finding his way into my house.
This is what I did this morning.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous watching him shave so haphazard. That's what happens, dude.
And we go back to Santa being inappropriate with mommy. Yeah. Okay.
No one ever has been so pleased to look at themselves and see themselves in a portly manner in the mirror.
So is he trying to think that he's like Santa Claus?
I think he's planning to dress up as Santa.
He's clearly obsessed with the holidays. His house is littered. It's lousy with holiday paraphernalia.
But you would think if he wanted to be at home, he's taken it on himself to become the next true Santa. You would think, though, that if he wanted to be Santa, he would be growing his beard out and not...
Not shaving?
Yeah.
Well, to him, Santa definitely has a fake beard. This is another 70s
Where are my
trope.
little darlings? This is a bit like Rear Window. What's he trying to do?
Be a creep.
Yeah.
A typical 70s horror movie creep. Oh, he's making his list. Checking it twice.
I'd say the last movie that I fell asleep in was Black Adam.
Yeah, that is...
I got 10 minutes in.
Yeah. It's a bit CGI fest in parts. But, so there's some classic pyjamas he's got on this kind of... I actually had a duvet with that pattern on when I was a kid.
Did you similarly cut out Playboy magazine images?
No. So I'm just looking here. I'm trying to get... So he's making his own...
What is actually going on? I think you need
he's
to
making his list.
He's making a list. Twice. So he's spying on kids. So he's obsessed with Santa. He's spying on kids and writing...
all the naughty things they've done.
Yeah, if they're naughty or nice. Yeah.
Kicks over... What's that? Garage?
Impure thoughts. So he's now...
Garbage cans.
Yeah.
Kicks over garbage
cans.
Negative body...
hygiene?
Yeah, negative body hygiene. Okay, you're a bit creepy, my friend.
This guy has way too much time on his hands.
But we can say he's got very nice writing.
He's got beautiful handwriting.
It's friendly and good, Nate, yeah.
I mean, this is what we all expect Santa to be, right?
Have you got good handwriting?
No.
My
handwriting
has been called
appalling.
Good.
Mine is dreadful. But then again, in this modern age, I probably will go months without using a pen.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's where's my
the Jolly Dream Factory? What did the Jolly Dream Factory make? This one, it should say Jolly Dream, a subdivision of BZ Toys.
Yes, it should.
Have you guys bought yourselves any good gadgets or toys recently?
Nothing at the moment. I've been forbidden from purchasing myself things by my wife. The embargo starts in about October.
Of course, my pen decides not to.
I got an iPad recently.
Okay.
And I always thought I would never get one because I didn't see the utility in it. But now I get it.
Yeah.
I really like it. So does he run a toy factory as well? That's his day job.
I think he's a manager or something. Right. Okay, so I am having to refer to Wikipedia for the plot of the movie because I'm like losing track of it here. So at the beginning, a young boy named Harry sees his mother being sexually groped by his father, who is dressed as Santa Claus,
That's going to mess you up right
and
there.
that's why. So that's why he hates Santa, because he thought Santa was diddling his mum, but it was really his dad.
So this is the plot of an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But again, it oozes 70s. And
It
I'm going to say it again,
feels very
sleaze.
70s. Yeah.
In a
I like this
factory.
though. I like. It's interesting because we're looking at the 1990s now for next year. The 1990s it comes with its own aesthetic, its own
Yeah.
kind of prism, which because we're so many decades removed now, you can really start to see. So, not in Search of Darkness, 1990s is going to be such an interesting kind of creative challenge to how you capture the essence of that decade.
Well, what I'd like is for anyone watching this to leave in the comments below what your favourite 90s Christmas horror film is.
Not yet a 90s in fact, yeah, a 90s horror Christmas film. That's a really good thing.
I don't
Also,
know.
how could I be a better contributor to watch parties? Because I don't think I'm
Yep.
very good. They
No,
call me.
you're
Andrew
doing.
calls me when no one else is available. He's like, Robin.
No, Robin. It's always good to have you join us as the boss man. Normally we're fielding questions, but no, it's interesting, and it's the hanging out. That's what we really enjoy with this, especially
Do
with
you know,
with
like, it's amazing. I've got to say, like, the community you've built, you and Dom, around this is fantastic. And, it is like these watch parties, they're done for fun. They're done for fun by you guys. Like, it's sort of, there's something very pure and honest about it. And I like the way it's evolved now. Like, we're now featuring movies from different decades.
Yep.
There's no rules anymore.
No. No, at the end of the day, it should be a good movie. I mean, there's a lot of older good movies, and it should be introducing people to classics that we know of.
Like young
Equally,
Sherlock.
Young Sherlock Holmes. That
I missed
was
that. I have seen that before though, years and years ago. You know what?
exactly.
Over Christmas, I want to because I watch a lot of horror and like genre stuff anyway. But sometimes it's always good to look at something new, and so I want to revisit the Godfather trilogy.
You mean The Godfather? Isn't it The Godfather? Two films, Dom.
Two films,
Duology.
yeah, and then the third.
Duology. Yeah.
Do you know what I would say? Right, there was so much pressure on In Search of Darkness 3 not to be the Godfather 3,
Yeah.
and it really hasn't. Like people love it. I'm so proud of that. That it isn't rubbish. That is really good.
No, that's interesting. They're dressed in. Some of the people are dressed in medical scrubs, building toys.
Yeah. Well, when you have $3 to spend on your your
geez.
Do you think this was a
costumes.
real factory that they just borrowed?
I think everything looks to be borrowed and
Yeah. Yeah, they must
begged
have
for.
known someone who works in a factory and they went in at night, filmed for 20 minutes, maybe 30.
Yeah.
Real guerrilla filmmaking.
Right. Can I get to any trivia about this movie?
Yeah, there's trivia about this film,
We
but
got trivia. So you bet. So why has it got two titles? You better watch out.
I guess it's for different regions or re-releases. They often do this with movies,
From
don't
what
they?
I know, from In Search of Darkness 3, from what I know, the director always believed it and made it under the title of Better Watch Out. But the studio who were publishing it, I suppose,
Yeah.
they said, no, it's going to be called Christmas Evil. And he thought it was a joke. Continued
Why?
to make
Why?
it.
This is what it says, right? Wildly recognised. That's debatable. As the best of the Christmas horror efforts, Christmas Evil is a story of a boy who loves Christmas. And he's scarred as a boy when he learns that Santa is not real. For any kids watching this, Santa is real.
Exactly, Santa is.
My
Kids
6-year-old is
shouldn't be
starting to ask questions.
tuning in for our watch
Yeah,
parties.
my 6-year-old daughter is starting to ask questions about Santa.
Robin, I'm going to give you an invaluable piece of advice about Santa you
Yeah.
can use with your daughter. This is something I came up with on the fly with my niece many years ago. She asked me, why is it when I see Santa in, because my family's from Lincoln in England, but I live in Wales. She said, why does Santa sound different when I speak to him in Wales than he does in Lincoln? And I said, very quickly, I was driving the car at the time, she was sat in the back, and I said, well, you know how people sound different all over the country? Yes. And when you go abroad, people talk French, German, and Japanese and everything? Yes, yes, yes. Well, Santa sounds like the people he's in the area nearest, so they can easily understand him. So when the kids
Smart.
ask him, for toys and what they want for Christmas, he can easily understand him. They can understand him back because he sounds just like them. Oh, okay then. Use it wisely, my
What would you like
friend.
for
I'll
Christmas,
borrow
little
that.
girl?
I'll borrow that. So yeah, so when he learns, so he's scarred as a boy when he learns that Santa is not real. Throughout the rest of his life, I've just realised that the little boy is now the toy maker.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't realise that. Sorry, everybody.
it was a very nice transition. Oh, I have to say, this actor as well,
It's
he's
quite
giving
good.
it his all.
Yeah,
He
he's
is.
trying.
He really is. He's going to hurt himself on whatever he's gripping there.
Maybe he'll cut his hand once
So
again.
basically, they don't believe him, and he snaps. And I think, is this him snapping? So he becomes obsessed with the behaviour of children and the quality of the toys he makes. When he is met with hypocrisy and cynicism, the resulting snap, which I think we've just seen, causes him to go on a Yuletide killing spree.
He hasn't snapped quite
Wow.
yet.
He looked like he snapped just then.
That looks to be his old family. Yep, that's his old family home from when he was a child.
So you'd already mentioned this. John Waters recommends this as his favourite Thanksgiving Christmas film.
Thanksgiving? Well, I suppose. 'Tis the season and all that jazz. Oh, that wicker chair. I can feel that wicker chair.
Right. Okay. So IMDb. Don't believe IMDb. What do you think the estimated budget of this movie was?
$8.
I've already seen it, so I know.
Okay.
Oh, I'm the one taking a real stab in the dark
Yeah.
then. Difficult to gauge. Late 70s budget movie made for a Christmas audience, so it's going to be even lower?
You gotta give me a number now, Dom.
Less than 100,000?
Right. The estimated budget. It's according to IMDb, so they have no idea how accurate this figure is. $850,000.
Yeah.
I do not.
850,000?
$850,000. I do not think.
In 1979?
Oh.
Sorry about that. I was clicking on a link, and it's an 80s slasher review of this movie.
Macy's Day Parade floats. So my wife has told me these are a really big thing.
Sorry, that's Underdog for those who don't.
Yeah, good old Underdog. Oh my. I forgot all about Underdog. Oh, that's actually quite clever. The shot there was the exact dimensions to make me feel like I'm watching an actual television. It's shaking a bit, but the barriers of the TV are exactly my monitor, so it's quite cute.
But what is the greatest film with Santa on a parade? It's got to be Miracle on 34th Street, which is a really interesting movie, the 1990s version with Richard Attenborough. Do you know that the studio said if anyone watches it and comes out feeling that they didn't enjoy themselves, they would refund their tickets, and they only refunded a few $1,000s worth of tickets.
That's impressive. He said Christmas float, and all I could think of was Jingle All the Way.
He does look like cut price Joaquin Phoenix at the moment, the man on the floor.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe this could be like a joke in the Joker universe somehow.
There you go.
It's a kind of Joker story, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that I was going to say a loving family environment caused mayhem, but clearly it's not a loving family environment.
No, I think this is his younger brother.
Have we ever done a watch party for bad taste?
No. We should do
All right.
one.
So I've got a request. I want to do Bad Taste, and I want to do Brain Dead. I want to do the early Peter Jackson.
Okay.
Brain Dead is phenomenal.
We will
I
schedule
kick
them in.
ass for the Lord.
Bad Taste. I'm not big into physical media, right? So I don't buy a lot. But I actually bought a German Bad Taste book off eBay, and there was only 110 of them ever produced. It was about £100. It's quite an investment for something like this, but I wanted to buy it because it's got this lovely book that comes with it, all pictures from behind the scenes. And it's got a few extras on the DVD. It's a DVD as well. But I love Bad Taste. It's amazing that he's gone from that to one of the biggest filmmakers in the world.
Yeah, there's one early Jackson film we won't do though.
Meet the Feebles.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't like that one.
It's
Brain
not that I
Dead's
don't like
amazing,
it. Meet the Feebles is hard to
navigate.
Where do you start with it?
It was his Ed the Duck, not Ed the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Ed
By the way,
Duck.
who remembers Ed the Duck
I remember Ed the
from
Duck.
the Broom Cupboard? For English
But then,
people of a certain age, that will trigger memories.
speaking of strange sort of horror films with Meet the in the title, do you remember Meet the Applegates?
I remember the name. I've never watched it.
What about you, Dom? Have you seen that one?
I do not.
I think maybe we'll schedule it for next year. It's an eco-friendly. It's
Horror
like
movie?
late 80s, early 90s, where everything was about destroying the rainforests.
Yes.
It's about some cockroaches who kind of dress as people in suburbia.
So Men in Black stole
No,
the plot from someone.
Think kind of more a bit Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, that's great. John Lithgow.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like basically, they're there to prepare for kind of an invasion,
Gotcha.
and it's a horror film.
Who plays Wish.com Joaquin Phoenix? Because his face is driving me insane. I swear I've seen him somewhere.
Well, you have a look on IMDb. What's his character?
I think
Phil? I think I saw.
Yeah, Jeffrey DeMunn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's in the Mist, right?
The Hitcher. The Blob.
The Blob, The Hitcher. Yeah, and other Stephen King thing, not just the Mist. The Walking the Green Mile, right?
Yep. He was also Dale in The Walking Dead.
Of course, The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was a big. That was a big. Yeah, that was a big part. Jeffrey DeMunn, yeah.
Gotta appreciate his cosplaying. He's going into great lengths.
He really, really wants to get his Santa costume. Well, that's a bit authentic. He's putting proper fur on it.
Have you guys seen Avatar yet?
No,
Avatar 2, you mean?
Avatar 2,
Electric
yeah.
Boogaloo. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
going.
not yet. Not yet.
later.
We are planning.
I
We are
booked
planning
the
to see
tickets.
it.
I booked my tickets for early Jan at IMAX to watch that, and I've tuned out any reviews.
Yeah. The only thing that's putting us off, I'm planning to go and see it. I'm really tempted to go and see it in the new. My local cinema's just been done out with new super seats and a posh screen and everything. But, and I'm not tight, but I begrudge paying £24 a ticket.
Oof, yeah.
We
that's
pay
rough.
more than that for the IMAX because we're going to the BFI IMAX.
Yeah, we went to the BFI IMAX in London. This is
Yeah.
a small cinema in a shopping centre in Wales.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Everything about this actor's portrayal, I'm honestly inspired. He is doing phenomenal things.
He's good. He's
Everything's
credible,
just
isn't he? You
neurotic.
believe him.
Yeah, you believe
him.
he's...
On the snapping verge, yeah.
Yeah.
Because doing crazy is difficult. And, like, other Christmas horror movies do it poorly, right? Like,
Jeffrey DeMunn was also in The Shawshank Redemption.
all the Stephen King adaptations then.
Yeah, he's been in, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like Don't Open Till Christmas and oh god, Garbage Day. I can't remember. Silent Night, Deadly Night parts 1 and 2 do crazy comically, but this guy's I can see him in society.
My mother would be like, "Don't go near the creepy man."
Well, yeah, that's the point. I think that's how I'm interpreting it anyway.
Yeah.
He kind of means well, but
Was that the boy or the girl shouting that?
that was the boy. That was
Okay.
the bad
checking.
boy.
Oh, the boy shouting about who's cutting the pictures out of Penthouse.
Oh, there's
What on earth is some? He's
the
got some
Krampus.
twisted.
These are like bad Santa.
yeah, it's Krampus. He used to go around and steal kids, put them in his sack, and run away. How did he get that? Oh wait, is that his niece?
I don't know. Okay, this is
I bet
genuinely
half
kind
of the movie budget, I bet, was on holiday paraphernalia. There's too much of it. He even has a Santa ashtray. Okay, Moss Garcia is an asshole.
Yeah. God, he really wants to get at him.
He has an interesting run.
Yes.
If you're that's kind of nutty run, definitely.
Yeah.
Rivaling Tom Cruise in running ability there.
I've got to just say, just for a second, did anyone see the Tom Cruise video he put up yesterday for the new Mission Impossible?
No, I saw
when
a
he was
little.
just flying in the sky. The man's insane.
If, Robin, you're going to see a film in an IMAX, you need to see the next Mission Impossible there, because this stunt, Tom Cruise is on another level.
Do you know what,
funny.
right? I know everyone gives him some stick, but like to be on top of your game and to have the #1 movie and like none of that happens without your full commitment.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
you
at the
can't
age
look
of
at
like
work
50
ethic.
odd either. Like,
No. And he's doing his own stunts. I mean, that stunt they show is he rides a bike, a motorcycle, off a cliff and parachutes off it himself.
yeah.
And actually did it.
But I think he believes he's invincible. Like he wants it in his head and his reality. He's like, I'm Tom Cruise. Nothing's going to happen to me.
That is legitimate tar,
Oh.
isn't it?
It's tar or bitumen or something like that, yeah.
That poor actor.
So who is the actor?
Who is the actor?
Yeah.
One's the IMDb open.
Yeah, go back to IMDb.
Because this guy deserves a damned award. He went through.
So because he's actually a very good actor.
Yeah.
He's called Brandon Maggart.
Yeah, so well done, Brandon. He's in Dressed to Kill.
Oh. Oh! He is!
Hasn't done anything since 2007. I wonder if he's still alive.
Usually IMDb would say if they'd passed.
Well, if he is, he's going to be 90.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get him for In Search of Darkness 3?
Well, speak to David Weiner. I'll be having words with David Weiner after this, definitely. So, he's got an official site, brandonmaggart.com. Wow. He's got his own site and he's got his own YouTube channel.
Everyone go over and
Wow.
subscribe to him. He deserves it.
He's 81 years old, apparently.
No, he's going to he's going to be old. If he was born in 1933,
Yeah, then he's going to be older than that.
yeah. The official
He hasn't
website.
updated his Twitter in a long time. That's why.
So look, when does he do? This is brilliant.
Again, the sound here, like the ambience.
Oh man, he hasn't updated his Twitter in 4 years.
No.
This is just raw 70s. Are we going to get a snap zoom as well? Oh, not quite, but it's a slight zoom.
I think everybody should go to Brandon Maggart's website because it's like a beautiful 1990s website time capsule.
What is a little worrying, though, is he used to star, apparently, in Sesame Street before this.
No. There's some good photos of him.
Yeah.
And he's an artist as well. Yeah, this is good stuff. Performance video. His website's brilliant.
He's 89. And
89.
it was just his 89th birthday, 8 days ago on December 12th. So, Brandon, if you happen to be watching this, it wouldn't be the first time we've had someone connected with a production catch us on a watch party. If you are, Brandon, happy birthday for the 12th of December.
He's got his own YouTube channel, but he hasn't done anything to it for 6 years.
Okay.
He's got a pretty decent singing voice as well.
Yeah.
This is turning into the...
What is he casting?
Maggot. Silver bullets? Is he going to go and fight... Not Gary Busey. He's going to go make bullets for Gary Busey.
I thought you were going to say you can only kill Gary Busey with a silver bullet.
Dipped in holy water during the global equinox. Oh, these are unnerving puppets. No, go back to hell where you belong. What is this nightmare place? Oh, that's a good cast.
He's casting a
toy
London
soldier
guard. Yeah.
I wonder if that was an accident. The hitting of the toy there. It sure looked like one. Okay, I do love 70s cars in horror movies because they are gorgeous vehicles. They look like junk, but they are gorgeous junk.
I remember, though, when I was, I think I said so on a watch party once, on holiday in America once in the late 90s, I actually took a photo with my proper camera of an American station wagon. It was a big 70s station wagon parked up, and it was like, this is something out of a movie. So I took a photo
and all the Americans were like, who's this weirdo?
Yeah. God, he's got looks like his packs of cigarettes stacked in his locker.
Typical 70s guy. Oh, is he going to do the... Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the... I'll be fair, this is a very good performance. It's very little speaking from him.
The performance is all physical and he's doing fantastic. This is elevating the film.
Actually, I do wonder, Robin, if some of that budget was spent on the licensing, because it seems to have quite a bit of music in it.
Music, yeah.
$850,000 will get you a lot of music.
Yeah.
Or it depends how high you aim with the song, though, doesn't it? If you for In Search of Darkness 4, if you wanted to say license, I don't know, some Elvis music or something, then a lot of the budget would be eaten up on that. Yeah. It depends on the tier of the artist.
We've all been to this kind of Christmas party as well.
Oh yes,
this depressing Christmas party.
Let's refer to them as mandatory socializing.
Mm-hmm.
Enforced merriment will be between 1 and 2 p.m.
I love that. A video of the CEO on a beach somewhere, sunning it up. This is the Christmas message we get from Robin each year when he's on the beach kicking back.
That's right. You wait.
And remember, keep making the movies or else.
Glacier cherries, the worst thing in the
world. Oh, I used to love them. Do you know what, right? My favourite drink, and I don't drink now, but like my favourite cocktail was an amaretto sour. Okay. And it would always come with a glacier cherry in there. Really nice.
I wasn't sure if that red stuff would be a tomato juice
or
even worse, Dom. Something from America I've seen in the supermarkets here. Clamato juice.
Oh,
why? It's literally tomato juice mixed with juice from clams.
It's horrifying. My wife uses them in michelada drinks all the time, and I'm like,
yeah.
That's an odd close-up.
I like the fact the woman in the background appears to be wearing a pair of curtains for a dress.
Of course.
Not
It's
that
the
one.
70s, the highest of fashion.
Okay.
This took a turn.
That's. I want to touch that man's moustache.
Why does he remind me of someone as well? Oh, there's the curtains. There's the pair of curtains. Is that dark Jackie O sunglasses as well?
They could be early reactor light glasses, which don't react properly.
She's indoors.
Yeah, but they react so slowly.
She's a couple of sips into her drink. Can
I just give some kudos to the background extras who are doing a very good job.
They are.
Of having a pretend conversation.
I feel kind of bad, like, picking on this movie. It feels... I'm starting to believe the IMDb estimate now.
It's got integrity, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm so used to holiday movies being, like, you know, a cash-in. Like, we're only doing it at the holidays to get marketing. But I can't... I'm starting to believe there's a deep passion behind this film now. Okay, all right, bartender, calm down.
No.
Cafeteria/office.
Nice shot, though, following him down the corridor.
Very nice shot.
Yeah, that's usually me when the scene starts at an office party. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here.
You walk out with a panic flop sweat on your forehead.
And go and look for my axe.
Your sack? Brandon, again, your performance is phenomenal. And the shot of having creepy evil Santa behind him as he makes his
steals toys
transition and starts stealing the toys, yeah. It's barely a toy, this. What is this? It's a red wagon?
Truck.
Oh, yeah, it's a truck. I preferred last week's Christmas gifts of the rocking horses that went on for miles and miles.
They did, didn't they?
Oh, jeez. You stole the whole toy store. I like that. No smoking. Fire extinguisher here. Where is it? Oh, here's the 70s again.
Hey? The lyrics are in a really weird order to this.
They are really broken, aren't they?
Is this a licensing thing? Is it if we have the song, but
I think it's a subtitling thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not a subtitling thing. It is the lyrics are in the wrong order. I wonder if it's like a
to avoid licensing.
Yeah, licensing
20% difference.
Oh, there is something about sort of the New York skyline, isn't there?
Look at all the smoke floating out of the buildings. Oh, putting on that PVC glue. But again, look, the elves in the background. How much money did they spend on holiday paraphernalia? And that paint, there's something so 70s New York about it.
Yeah.
It feels cold.
So what films will you both be watching over the Christmas period, starting with Dom?
This again. This is making me really love this movie. I'm going to be watching, at the behest of my wife, probably Elf. I agree, it's overrated, but I do like it. Jingle All the Way. It's become a Christmas favorite of mine. If not,
They
just
have
a,
to be
put the
Christmas
cookie
movies.
down. Yeah, Elf and
Are you just
Jingle All the
going to watch?
Way
Are
are
you not going
Christmas
to watch
movies.
any other Christmas movies? Are you
I
not
don't
going to watch
know.
anything else apart from Christmas movies?
I mean, it's me. I'm definitely going to watch something else. I watch movies all the time, but yeah, it's got to have something to do with the holidays.
I think.
Gremlins.
No, I'm already. No, I think I'm definitely going to do the Godfather trilogy. That's my
Yep.
kind of filmic mission. And I don't know. I've been buying films recently and not watching them.
Like
I've been
what?
buying a lot of
What's the
books.
latest one?
Uh, I just had my birthday, so everyone's bought me movies. Uh,
It'd be worse if they bought your
I'm,
own
I'm, blank,
movies
I'm
for you.
blanking. I'm blanking. Um,
There was this film called In Search of Darkness too. I think you'll really like it.
yeah. Do you know what? Right. In all seriousness, when I was watching the review copy of In Search of Darkness 3, I'm supposed to watch these things with a critical eye. But like 10 minutes in, I'm just like, oh, I'm just really enjoying the vibe.
I found myself doing the
It's
same thing. I kept
hard. It's
doing
hard.
all the navigation and making sure it was all right, and I was like, oh man, I'm enjoying this too much.
I'm supposed to be watching a lot of 90s horror movies in terms of like research. I'll show you something actually. 'Cause it's in the back here. But,
My first 90s horror film I think of, weirdly, is The Faculty, always.
That's a good for 90s. It's kind of that.
It's very
Again, maybe
90s.
again though, this is maybe
Bleeding Skull.
so
Yeah,
this is like
hyper
all.
90s.
There's so much 90s horror that I don't even know that was like straight to video and like interesting, but like I've never heard of. So it's not just the big ones. This is a great book, by the way. Like I recommend it for horror fans. And the other thing that I picked up was this Ad Nauseum. The guy that wrote it, Michael Gingold, he's the former editor of Fangoria. He was in the original In Search of Darkness 1. Really lovely guy. I got to hang out with him in New York. But this is the one that he's done for the 90s and 2000s. It's like all the ads from like 90s and 2000s horror movies. It's really cool. I buy all these coffee table books and never get to read them.
Well, there you go. Over the Christmas
Tremors, look at
holiday
that.
season.
But I recommend it. It's like the first Power, Lou Diamond Phillips. What happened to Lou Diamond Phillips?
he's still around, but he does TV stuff now.
Has anyone seen this? The Unborn.
Yes.
Heard of it?
I've never seen it. Cape Fear is a horror movie. There's loads
is.
of like elevated thrillers which are actually horror
Yeah.
movies.
But as Dom was just saying about the 90s, he thinks of The Faculty, but it's quite interesting. Towards the end of the 90s, maybe this is something for In Search of Darkness 90s, there was this weird kind of cyclical thing whereby teen horror started again.
Yeah.
Where at the beginning of the the 80s, we had the Freddy and the Jasons, which was very much the teen horror. But then we went into this other kind of teen horror towards the latter part of the 90s with things like The Faculty, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, and
Scream.
Urban Legend.
Urban Legend, yeah.
I think it all came about because of Scream, because Wes Craven reinvented horror again for the 90s. Made it it gave it rules and pointed at those rules. I watched the Scream series again recently because my wife had never seen any of them. And they are good.
Did your wife like it?
She did. She liked it a lot. The first one in
Um,
particular.
My wife really doesn't like horror, but
Mine
she
doesn't.
doesn't. But she will watch things like The Craft and Scream and those kind of movies, and they have this very sort of interesting 90s gloss.
Yeah.
But the Hellraiser remake, which I enjoyed, felt like a 90s movie to me when I watched it.
That's
It had that,
interesting.
it had that kind of sheen to it. But
Speaking of a sheen, this Santa Claus outfit is gorgeous. I want to cuddle in that outfit. It looks amazingly cozy.
I don't know. It looks like it's made partially out of very cheap material, but he's done it up around the edges.
the best
Potentially.
the best Santa Claus ever was Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places when he was Bad Santa.
Yes.
eating smoked salmon. You know,
Oh, with the beard
No,
all
no, no.
matted into
Yeah.
it.
Everyone knows the best Santa Claus is Dan Haggerty in Elves. Everyone.
yeah.
God, what was his famous role now? Grizzly Adams. Grizzly Adams as Santa Claus. That's who you need.
I'm just having a little look through this book. It's like so many '90s movies that I hadn't seen. Apparently, Split Second is a Rutger Hauer. Alien 3's in here. Would you consider Alien 3 as a horror movie?
Yeah,
I guess so, yeah.
it's an alien movie. Aliens under the horror banner.
Gate 2. I've never seen Sleepwalkers, and I've never seen Basket Case 3.
Sleepwalkers is borderline like a TV movie, isn't it, Dom? Its
Yeah.
production values
Naked
are a little...
Lunches in this. There's so many 90s. Like, you forget how many, like... And a lot of it's sequels as well. Warlock. We did the Warlock watch party.
We did Warlock, which was fantastic, and we should do Warlock 2. Anything with Julian Sands in, basically, we should do.
Is The Unborn a good movie? Silence of the Lambs?
Yep.
It's not as good as Silence of the Lambs.
This is one that I want to see, right? And I remember watching it as a kid, so I need to watch this. I don't know where I'm going to get hold of it. Cameron, it might be on YouTube. Cameron's Closet. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, the name's ringing a bell.
Right.
I have...
Dom, I guarantee you, people watching this, I will know Cameron's Closet. I remember that. Wow, that's just given me. I remember watching it when I was a kid with my mum. It's a bit like The Gate, but probably a bit more hardcore.
Mm-hmm. But and of course, this year, Dom, we're going to be. Oh, sorry, this year coming. Let's go through some of the movies that are going to go in the watch party schedule. Arachnophobia is going to be there.
Yeah, amazing. Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone heard of the film The Guardian?
No.
I'd never heard of it from the director of The Exorcist, William Friedkin, who I really admire.
I have.
I've never heard of The Guardian. I need to look at this book. Well, this book's amazing. Well done, Michael Gingold.
This, yeah. It's getting vague memories. Oh yeah, Misery's phenomenal.
Another great one. I mean, there's some really good stuff in 90s horror.
Exorcist 3, which is a classic. Do you know what? Sorry, I'm completely not talking about the movie.
That's all right.
I'll inform you of what's happened. He's gone around, stolen toys from bad kids, and given them to the kids at this mental health facility.
So he's kind of like a Krampus, really.
Yeah. His laugh, when he was perfecting it just now, and he got all of this potato flake snow, it was really good. It was really infectious. Such a belly laugh. It was lovely.
I mean, I've got to be honest, at the moment, beyond some minor theft and breaking and entering, he's not done much bad, really.
Yeah. Give it time.
Well, we are just over past the halfway mark, and we're yet to see anyone be...
It's a character piece. It's like Henry, his name's Henry as well. Portrait of a Serial Killer. It's such a character study.
I've never heard of The Guardian, and I'm a big Friedkin fan. I'd never heard of it.
I
It's
might be
got Miguel
misremembering.
Ferrer. It's got Miguel Ferrer from RoboCop in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I do know the film.
I've never even heard of it. It only got 5 point. Not that this means anything, by the way, but it's only got 5.3 out of 10, which is not.
Is it based on a novel?
Just thinking, some of the 90s horror films we've got that are just up there that we're going to be able to cover. I mean, I'm excited next year for some of the 90s horror watch parties as well. I mean, we are going to be doing Interview with the Vampire, which is a great film. The Devil's Advocate.
Well, wait a minute. We need to cut the 90s in half because we're doing 1990 to 1994.
That's all right, because watch parties can be from any era in the 90s.
Yeah, that's true. We're not beholden to any rules anymore.
Devil's Advocate for well over 20 years.
Bride of Reanimator, Class of Nukem High 2. You got The People Under the Stairs, which is often overlooked. It's a very good movie.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of Alien 3.
Here it goes.
Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Now this is what we watch 70s/80s horror
man.
movies for.
Oh!
Oh!
He's going crazy.
His candy cane hatchet.
Those delicate candy cane hatchet
Now
swipes.
he's running away.
That's what you get when you're naughty to Santa.
Raising Cain. Do you remember that?
Yep. That's a good one.
Oh, I've never seen this. Pet Cemetery 2.
I've seen
No,
Pet
you
Cemetery 2. It's got
Clancy
got
Brown
what's
in
his-
it, and Edward Furlong.
Edward
And Anthony
Furlong.
Edwards. And the saddest sequence ever.
Yes.
No.
Again, given my
Yes.
history, it hit me pretty hard when I saw it.
No, I mean the other sequence.
With the cat?
With the dog.
Oh, it's a puppy, isn't it?
Zowie. His dog. But speaking of messed up films though, Robin, I do wonder.
Boxing
Are the
Helena
audience-
is in
That's
here.
what I'm wondering. Are the audience
Boxing-
ready
hey,
for that?
It's in the book. It's in the book.
Oh, Jacob's Ladder is 90s,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I think Boxing Helena is a
Probably one for a watch party.
well, it's a discussion unto itself, isn't it? That film.
I've never seen it. I've just read about it.
I've seen it. I was about
Is it Julian Sands? Yeah, it's your boy Julian Sands.
Yeah, Julian Sands. Dom will back me up on this. Please, somehow, we've got to get Julian Sands just involved in Search of Darkness.
We have
I
to.
think the talent lineup for In Search of Darkness 90s will be really intriguing.
Yeah.
Actually.
As long as we can ask him just to record some stuff pretending to be the Warlock for us, that's all it needs to be.
Going from very wholesome giving of gifts to the less fortunate to brutally punishing cynical adults.
Has anyone
And
seen
then
Kronos? The
Kronos?
Guillermo del Toro.
No.
See?
That must have been like the 90s, right?
Yeah, 94.
Early in his career.
Look,
then.
just looking at the 90s, honestly, is getting me quite excited because it's good.
I wonder how many horror Christmas movies were in the 90s, because I can't think of a single one.
Sorry, just a quick question back to the film. Is this Christmas party being held in the same set as the previous Christmas
As the
party?
previous one, yeah, I think it is. It's so unnerving seeing Santa with a doll with no eyes, like, just behind his shoulder. That's almost the Shining wallpaper.
The late 90s going into 1995 is really interesting as well.
Yeah.
We've caught you?
I'm really looking forward to when we can do a misery watch party.
Oh, the hobbling scene is going to make everyone cringe.
Yeah.
See, now he's seeing people who like Christmas. So he's happy again. Would you
Let
like
me
a
give you a
burnt-out doll?
Would you like a deformed toy for my sack?
Here's a bloody axe that I've just murdered people with.
And that little... Is this a mafia?
It looks like it.
That young child in the black suit with the white tie looks like a Pizza Express waiter or a mafia boss.
One of the two, there is no in between.
Yeah.
If anyone's wondering what I'm doing, I'm buying Ad Nauseam 1 which is the 70s and 80s, after just looking at how amazing this book is. Not that I'm not
Okay.
totally focused on this film. This is a problem. Films lose me a little bit.
Who goes to a Christmas party with an accordion?
I think we all know the answer to that, Dom. The best kind of people. You need a Christmas polka, you know that.
Yeah, the
Right,
Christmas polka.
can you update me what's happening? Because a minute ago, someone was getting hatcheted.
Axed. Yeah.
Santa has gone a bit crazy.
Yeah.
He stabbed someone in the eye with a toy and then killed everyone with his candy cane hatchet. Drove his van around a bit and now has found a random Christmas
Oh, so
party.
he's jumped in as like the guest Santa.
Yes.
Pretty much. The Christmas polka.
Yes.
For the mob, by the sound of it, because it looks like they have... Oh, he's got a saxophone as well. This is an amazing party. But yeah, I saw a pizza guy, a priest, and a mafioso boss. So it
Yes.
sounds like the beginning of an inappropriate joke.
Oh, that accordion player's got some moves, hasn't he?
So
going
Santa
for it.
walks into a Christmas party, right? And there's a polka band, a mafioso boss, a priest.
Everything you need.
Now, boys and girls, I have to go serial kill some other people tonight. Ho, ho, ho.
Did you
So
read the
why
script,
is he
Andrew?
Why is he being entertaining and cool there, and then is like being horrified?
That child is going to put a hit out on him. I swear. That one at the end.
So the reason why he's happy here is because these people appreciate Christmas. They're like, Merry Christmas! Whereas the previous people were dogging on the holidays. They were cynical.
That child is putting a hit out on him, I swear. Look at the eyes on him.
I know.
You've made my list, Santa.
What are you drinking, Dom?
Eggnog.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was like Bailey's or something.
Nah.
There's liquor in here. Tis the season. But very little.
I only tried eggnog once in America. I bought some eggnog at the store, some fresh eggnog. Poured myself a glass of it, had a sip of it, and went, "That's eggnog, thank you, I'm done."
The nervous laughter. I want a polka band like on site to just point towards and ask them to play my themes. Again, Brandon, my guy, you are such an infectious Santa. And you can go from unhinged jolly to unhinged scary that quick, and it's so effective.
I think I've just noticed something in his costume. I don't think it's actually a Santa Claus costume he's wearing. If you look, there's no join or seam at the front of it. I think he's wearing an adapted Mrs. Claus costume. It looks to be a dress.
It's a it's a poncho. It's a Santa poncho that goes down to his ankles.
It's a Mrs. Claus outfit, I think, with a
it's
Santa
homemade.
belt and stuff on it.
I still reckon it's very cozy. Velour Santa.
I'm wondering if when this was, because this was shot sort of in the winter, if that was a
Yeah.
deliberate thing, so they wouldn't have to hire a snow machine.
Maybe. But I think homemade snow is easier to manipulate and reset for scenes and such. You don't have to
Possibly.
fiddle around. It doesn't get wet, doesn't ruin lenses or camera equipment because you can't film in the rain unless you have the coverings. Ooh, that does not look like a sturdy ladder.
No.
You know, you're old when you look at ladders and you're like, nah, I wouldn't risk it. I'm going to hurt myself. From this.
No, Dom, I have a bit of a problem with ladders. When I was, how old have I been? 22, I suffered a life-changing injury due to a ladder.
Yep. Your foot was removed from your body.
My foot was crushed. I dislocated and dislocated all my metatarsals in my left foot and shattered every bone in my foot, basically in multiple places. I had to have surgery and wires to put my foot back together again. 5 months in bed.
When
5
was
months
it?
in
Close
bed,
to the
and then I had
$6
to
million
learn to
man.
walk again. I was about 22. I had to learn to walk again. And let me tell you, learning to walk again as an adult is a lot harder than you think.
What happened? How did you hurt yourself?
It was a ladder accident. Dom's about ladder accident. That's what I was saying. I was up a loft ladder at home that wasn't properly attached, and it basically collapsed, crushed my foot in between the rungs, and then spun and arced me onto a concrete floor. But the ladder went the opposite direction, twisted, and basically shattered all my foot.
Oh, that's awful. Ouch. A friend of mine was rock climbing and fell off and shattered his foot.
You never fully recover from some feet injuries.
So what's he doing now? Why is he looking all insane?
Because he's dealing with the reality of the situation. The fantasy and reality are blending now, and he's finding it difficult to actually separate the two.
What do we think? Do we think that's real snow?
I don't think so. No, I think it's mashed
Not a
potato
chance.
flakes.
Yeah.
Potato flakes.
Potato
And I think what's
flakes.
happening now is he's just got himself stuck in the chimney.
He has, yeah. But again, the performance is phenomenal, and seeing him wrestle with reality here is kind of heartbreaking. Is that actually like tears down his face as well?
Is he climbing out of the chimney or is he going into it?
He's climbing out now.
But he was trying to get into it earlier and he got stuck.
So I think reality is wrestling back some control here. Oh, that was one hell of a stunt as well.
Yeah.
That hurt my back just looking at it. Yeah, I've always written this off as a holiday slasher. I did not know it was a character study, and that's my type of horror. I love character studies.
In all seriousness, you can tell everybody who worked on this film took it very seriously.
Oh, definitely.
All 8 people who worked on this film.
It really is. It's surprisingly, but it's not as much of just a slasher as you would think. It is very much in the vein of a Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer type of traumatized piece. It's not just randomly going around killing people for no reason. I mean, the reason maybe is a bit flimsy by the outside world, but that's why he's unhinged. But it's quite interesting.
Because we're with this guy, we're with Henry, for the whole movie. There's barely a few scenes where we're not with Henry.
Oh, he's definitely doing the heavy lifting in this film.
Yeah, all on his shoulders.
Mm. And one of the references about this as well, though, Robin, with the In Search of Darkness 3 stuff, is this film was confiscated in the UK as part of Video Nasty.
Really? I don't think it's that bad.
I mean, we saw an eye get perforated just now. Well, not 20 minutes ago. That was quite nasty.
Yeah. During the Video Nasty pandemic.
A pleasant time in English history.
Yeah. Now then, Robin, maybe we can explain to some of our American friends what the Video Nasties were and who Mary Whitehouse was.
Mary Whitehouse was the pillar of moral, like she was like a moral bastion. She led the crusade against declining morality in society, and a big target for her was television and music. That was it had a corruptive influence on society and especially youth culture. And she was someone that actually the people who were reacting against censorship focused on as someone that kind of represented everything they didn't want, to be bossed around by. But it's really interesting because the whole Video Nasties thing, I don't think there would have been an In Search of Darkness without the Video Nasties, because if you grew up through that environment, they had all those movies took on a mythical status if you were like 10, 11, 12. And It's weird, right? When I remember doing interviews when we were doing the first Kickstarter for In Search of Darkness, feels like an age ago. It's like 2018,
I know, right?
right? And talking a lot about how 80s was like a return to my childhood. And I honestly think that when you're really young, watching some of these movies, although they deal with some very adult things and frightening, is probably the best time to watch them because you've got nothing to compare it to. You know, I've just turned 45, and I'm quite jaded. So you've got to really, unless it's a jump scare, which gets a bit tiresome, to really sort of enthrall me, you've got to do something spectacular now. Whereas when you're a kid, you can watch these movies. They don't have to be great to have a lot of big effect on you.
No, I mean, you and I are of a similar age, Robin, and obviously grew up at about the same time. These films, they were in the late 80s, early 90s. We didn't have internet. We didn't have all the sort of gore that's so readily available to kids nowadays, but they were a forbidden fruit almost to
Yeah,
us.
yeah, and it elevated it. Elevated it. That would freak me out if I woke up and Santa Claus was
Yeah.
standing over me.
That's his brother, isn't it?
No, Frank, I think, is someone he worked with.
Okay.
His brother's Phil.
Yeah, that's Frank Stoller, played by Joe Jamrog.
Why is
But they
Frank's
even
house so gaudy?
well, actually, one thing they have they've done quite nicely here is explaining how she's not feeling him being choked in the bed. If you look earlier, there's two
She's
single
very far.
mattresses.
Yeah.
There's two single mattresses in the
Ah,
frame.
clever.
Look at all the jade and oh, there is something to be said about no soundtrack when hyperviolence happens. So Robin didn't hear it because the sound's really low for him, but there was like a very heavy soundtrack when he was choking Frank. It was like, and it went silent when he cut his neck with the star there. I'm applauding this movie again. This is a big surprise. Again, I did not expect this degree of filmmaking from a holiday slasher from the 80s/70s. This is kind of haunting. This is
It is.
Christmas Day.
oh look,
Not
the Hulk.
keen on the font.
No.
No, the font is horrible.
Oh, hello, children. Question is that a public domain Christmas film?
It has to be. There is no unless the 800,000 went towards getting the licenses, like Robin suggested.
Let's have a look which Christmas film that is they're watching.
Ricardo, who?
I wonder who the actress is. She looks like a Dee Wallace type.
It's Discount D Wallace. It's Wish.com D Wallace and Wish.com
That's right.
Joaquin Phoenix.
That film that they were watching is the Laurel and Hardy Babes in Toyland / March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Laurel and Hardy, eh? Good God. $999. What a weird way of saying 999.
Now this is interesting. That film that's in that film is not truly in public domain. However, the rights holders do not enforce copyright on it. The copyright doesn't expire until 2030.
Nice.
Is that Laurel and Hardy?
Yes.
Yeah. How bare is this tree? It's kind of depressing.
That was the production budget starting to.
Yeah.
Trying to bleed through. We spent so many dollars on Christmas ornaments. We don't have any Christmas ornaments for the tree. We put them all in Harry's house.
God, those kids really like their Laurel and Hardy films from 1934.
To be fair, Jeffrey here is putting on quite the performance as well.
Yeah. But it's very 80s vibe. I saw a Hulk toy. We've got a Snoopy on the
Yeah.
fireplace.
My Snoopy's sleeping right there. Oh. Not a fan of that doll. Oh, he's sleeping in his truck.
In his van. I might actually watch some this week in the run up to Christmas. Because of course, before Christmas we're filming this. I'm going to watch a British TV show 4-part series that it's very creepy, based on kids' books, called The Box of Delights.
Ah,
It's on BritBox,
Yeah.
Robin.
yeah, the Box of Delights.
Yeah,
God, that's. It had a really good intro theme.
did. It's got a really creepy
Is it just
intro.
4 parts?
I think it's like 4 or 6 parts, yeah.
What's the full title? Just the Box of Delights, or does it
The
have
Box of Delights. That's what it's called.
Oh, mate.
It was adapted into 6 parts, but they're only half an hour each, and they were on they're all on BritBox for those of us in the UK.
The Box of Delights TV series, 1984.
I'd be fair. I have to be honest. They do look rather bad quality. Those toy planes.
Yeah. The garbage. This is a very 70s soundtrack.
It is. Okay. I'm sorry to say, I don't think it's really destroying many of the toys just by them dropping on the floor. Maybe the gumball.
That one. Yeah.
But half of them are surviving.
I will drop all the toys on the floor. Toys are not made to be robust.
Was it Santa? Or was it Santa?
Yeah, Dom. What if they'd got the David Huddleston Santa from Santa Claus the movie
Like
there and did proper costume?
One of them's like a 7-foot tall Santa.
Yeah, I know,
It's like Chewbacca.
Yeah. Is the one on the end a woman?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I can hear her talking.
This is your wish.com Harvey Keitel, who's just left the screen.
Yep.
Oh,
Him, yeah. Looks like Harvey Keitel.
Myth Schmith.
Yeah. You know, a serial killer. Serial killer be good. Kids be scared. Yeah.
Serial killer, schmerial killer, Andrew.
Yeah. Why would the mother tell them that Santa was coming on Christmas Eve?
She's clearly crazy, delusional, hysterical. I love that all of them are just typical 70s cops.
Yeah.
You need to comb your hair, dude.
So why is that guy really strung out? Because I haven't really been paying attention.
That's his younger brother.
This is Harry's younger brother, Harry being Santa.
Killer.
And he's concerned because at Christmas every year, Harry comes over and he hasn't been. So he's scared. And he's just got in touch with him.
Oh, that is such a late 70s, 80s computer thing on his desk. So if you look to the left of his desk, he's got a very strange looking pad on his desk, like a green thing with all black lines on it.
I can't see that.
When you see his desk,
Yeah.
That is okay. So back in the dawn of time, do you remember when we had dot matrix and
Yeah.
daisy wheel printers with listicle paper that had to have the holes on the side?
Yeah.
When companies would run large reports, because my father used to bring them home from work from theirs, they would print out literally a couple inches thick of these big reports all bound together, and there were the special binders to hold them in.
I was more enthralled with the board game in the back that said lie, cheat, and steal. And
I bet that's a real board game.
it probably
board
is.
game?
I'm thinking in my head, it's a metaphor. He's now fully snapped. He's fully embraced his idea of reality melded with this fiction, and he's bad Santa. So he lies, cheats, steals. Definitely not the case, but I'm going overboard with my analysis. As he whips the reindeer. Could you hear hooves then as well?
In his mind, he can. Because I think he actually thinks he is Santa.
Yeah, like I said, he's completely flipped now. He's blended his reality with his fiction.
I guess he needs to be thankful. People need to be thankful that his mother's kink was Santa and not her father dressing up as Batman or something. Otherwise, he'd be running around town killing people dressed as Batman, wouldn't he?
I am the knight.
It would have been Adam West Batman, which would have made it even better.
Some days you can't get rid of a bomb.
Wow.
Look at this street.
I know where the budget went. It was on all those identical plastic.
There's a place down my road which tries to do that.
Tries? Or you need to show him this movie and say, you need to aspire to be better.
Have either of you got any Christmas lights up outside?
Not
do.
outside. We've got my wife made a wreath.
Okay.
Christmas wreath for the front door. But we've got a Christmas tree, and I've got 2 young daughters, so they're really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas
My wife,
it's not really a day for kids, you know.
My wife, exactly, it's not. She put LED lights, the strips, all around the outside windows, took her days, and synchronized up this thing on an app which makes the lights flicker and dance in particular ways. And initially I was like, that's a lot of work for Christmas. And she went, this is for all the holidays. Like Halloween, we're going to go different colors, Thanksgiving and birthdays and stuff. Oh, fair enough.
I have twinkly lights, they're called, on my gutter. They're Wi-Fi controlled lights. My Christmas tree's linked as well.
Oh, lovely.
It has an app.
Of course
It
you
has an
have, Matt.
I do. Of course I do. You know, I think
Yeah.
technology and me. But basically, like my lights can draw you get like a picture of a snowflake on my icicle lights outside as it goes down and it will land on the tree.
Nice. Looks like he wandered onto the set of West Side Story. Uh-oh. This is so unnerving.
It really is. It's what he's saying with his eyes to him.
Yes, exactly. Locking eyes with the parents, a knowing glance.
And he's not blinking.
No.
You're a bit far
But
away.
he did wander onto the set of West Side Story. No,
Did.
no self-respecting New Yorker walks around with a flick knife.
You're gonna have people rolling dice and clicking fingers in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. But the waltzing in. And again, the duality of man. We have a concerned parent who looks like a mobster with a flick knife towards Santa. When we know he's the psychotic killer.
Right. Now the little girl has a knife. Now give me the knife. She's gonna stab him.
I'll give you the knife, Daddy, right in the gut.
I'm calling he slips. Oh no.
Oh man, I said some silent prayers to myself. Don't stab the girl.
Ooh.
Dang it, Granny.
Stabbed him with a Christmas brooch thing.
Yeah. Oh wow, we're going proper Dr. Frankenstein now, aren't we?
So it just so happens that the mob have
Torches
flaming
and
torches ready
pitchforks.
to go. Do you,
It's gonna
Robin?
be,
Do
that's
you,
gonna be
do
the
you
New
often
York
keep?
windmill.
Yeah,
I keep them handy
yeah, flaming torches and pitchforks ready to go just in case.
just in case.
Dutch angle. Sponsored by Tide.
Is he going to hide in that box that says "life-size Santa"? Oh no. I thought he was going to hide. Genuinely, I thought he was going to hide in the box that said "life-size Santa" to get the crowd to go past.
He does an ET and he just like hides amongst other Santa dolls.
But it also shows how utterly bonkers he is, because surely he could have just taken the Santa costume off.
Also, how much of this is like actually happening?
What, how much is in his mind?
Yeah, how many New Yorkers have torches at the ready to chase Santa? I mean, we heard reindeer hoofs and whipping noises. For all we know, he's gone totally bonkers, and all of this is, well, metaphor.
Oh wow!
Because look, they're coming out of darkness in New York City.
Do you think he's going to make the end of the movie, or do you think he gets dispatched?
I think he's going to die in ambiguous circumstances.
Yes.
I think it'll be he's dead, obviously, there's no way he could come back kind of way.
Yeah, if I would have placed my bets early in the film, I would have lost because it's taken turns I didn't expect it to. Mainly, this shot is fantastic.
It is fantastic. I'm just still pondering where the flaming torches came from.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that was actually supposed to happen.
Again. Oh, his hat went back on.
Because when we spoke to Kelly Maroney for Chopping Mall, there's a scene towards the end where she slips when she's running out of the store. And I asked her about it, and she said, no, they just left that in because she actually hurt herself.
I love Chopping Mall. It's one of my favourite movies.
Yeah,
it's a phenomenal flick. Both Kelly and Barbara are absolutely fantastic.
They're like prime.
Yeah. And Kelly, I mean, you've met Kelly, haven't you, Robin? She's an absolute sweetheart.
I met Barbara.
Have you?
Yeah, we were at the premiere, man. They're both really
Search
delightful.
Darkness 1.
Yeah, I've got
I'd have
the.
been there too, but I was busy getting married. Selfish me.
Wow.
If you will do these reckless things, Dom.
Yeah.
I had it planned for a year.
Don made it to the In Search of Tomorrow premiere, but we don't talk about that anymore.
Planned the whole bloody thing.
Yeah.
There we go, he made it. Would you let that guy in, even if he was your brother?
No. My God.
My tune.
I like how every single child defends him.
But they do, don't they? Kids love Santa.
Yeah.
It's probably also worth noting that, of course, due to inflation and everything, this guy probably works in a shoe shop or something, owns this house.
Yeah. Can't do that.
I think that's one of the reasons. I think we go over this in Search for Darkness as well. I might be lifting it straight from there. But one of the reasons why horror and holiday films work so well when they're combined is because it's a perversion of something
Yeah.
uniquely wholesome. And yet, much like what Joe Dante says about killer clowns, seeing a clown at your doorstep at 3 a.m., seeing Santa at your doorstep at 3 a.m. is terrifying.
So he gets killed by his own brother.
Maybe? I don't know. I think his brother will relent.
Again, the performances, the pair.
No! His brother killed his brother. Now he's the murderer.
Did the kids say?
No, he's breathing.
Is the
I think he's
cycle
breathing.
Going to...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was about to say, trust me, it takes a lot longer than that to choke someone out, but don't read too much into that sentence. Now, you lose consciousness before you cut off oxygen flow to the brain.
Sorry, but the accident adverse me doesn't like those steps without handrails on either side.
Are you going to dock at some points there, Andrew?
Yes.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Home Alone is another one we're going to watch this year.
Oh, you have to watch Home Alone.
I watched Home Alone with my daughter, and actually it's quite hardcore.
Yeah.
Places. All those films from the 80s and 90s are like, not like, The Goonies is horrific.
Oh, definitely.
Nothing bad happens in the Goonies. What are you talking
Like, there's
about?
people getting shot, dead bodies falling out of freezers with like bullet holes. Like, this is like, trying to watch it, they're all swearing. I was trying to watch it with my daughter, and I was like, and she was like, Daddy, I can't watch this.
Aw.
She goes, it's not appropriate, Daddy. And I'm like, okay, yep, turn it off.
It's like his wife was watching him being like just.
I know. I was going to say, how is the wife so casually leant up against the door like, not again, Phil. You've beaten up and choked out another Santa Claus in front of the kids. Are all the pitchfork wielders going to... Yeah, we go!
There we go.
Oh, I was going to run into them. This is the climax.
How long were they running
Climax.
blindly?
Well, you just, you wouldn't avoid them. You just...
No, he's... Oh.
Into the ice.
Oh, here we go.
It's going to fall into the drink, isn't it? Or explode.
Oh, wow. Slow motion. Do we think that's real?
Definitely.
I think it might have been on a crane.
E.T. was in the van.
It's gone very Repo Man.
It's gonna be, yeah.
I
think it's inferred he died when it dropped in the.
Wow.
There we go. That was Christmas Evil. That was a movie, wasn't it?
That was a
I
phenomenal
enjoyed that.
movie.
I enjoyed
it a
that
lot.
more than I thought. I really did.
What
I
a
really
funny
did.
ending.
Ooh, I think that's going to take a rewatch at some point.
This is going on my yearly docket. This is a tight movie.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and I'm sorry that I kind of tuned out the movie a little bit, but this book is so good it threw me.
It's fine. We're all hanging out. It's Christmas Day with our friends. That's couldn't
Happy
be better.
Christmas, everyone! Thank you so much
Yeah.
for supporting our projects. And next year is going to be huge. We're very, very excited, and we're going to have loads more watch parties, a lot more fun.
We are indeed, and in fact, we will be back in 7 days' time for you watching this, and we will be watching. And I'm so excited for this. It's early 90s horror. It's not hard horror, but it's brilliant horror. We're going to be watching The Addams Family, I believe, the original Addams Family film from 1991, from memory, I believe, which is hysterically funny comedy horror, and it's just brilliant. Are you looking forward to that one, Dom?
You have no idea. Raul Julia as Gomez Adams is my spirit animal. I long to be that interpretation of the character. I love those 90s Addams Family films, both of them, deeply. So I'm very excited for that.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of it, and I'll see you on the next one. And very excited. Thank you.
Okay, then. Well, everybody stay safe. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. And we'll see you on the 1st of January with the Addams Family. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.